In a small coastal village on the Okinawa Prefecture of Japan, a team of researchers from the University of Tokyo spent 4 years tracking the sleep patterns of 847 adults who had all reached their 80s and 90s in remarkable health. The scientists expected to find the usual suspects: diet, exercise, social connection. What they did not expect was that sleep was the single most consistent variable, separating those who lived past 90 from those who didn't. And more specifically, it wasn't just whether these people slept, it was how their sleep looked on a biological level. 9 precise markers that appeared again and again in the people with the longest, healthiest lives. The part that surprised even the lead researcher? Most of these markers have nothing to do with how long you sleep. They're signals most people, and most doctors, never think to check. If you're watching this video, what you're about to learn in the next few minutes may be the most important thing you'll ever know about your own longevity. These 9 sleep markers don't just predict energy and mood. According to the data, they predict the actual length and quality of your life. Stay until the end of this video, because the last part may change the way you sleep starting tonight. Before we go further, there's a free sleep quality checklist in the description below that breaks down all 9 of these markers and exactly how to evaluate your own sleep. Download it now and follow along. The evidence for this goes far beyond Okinawa. A 2023 study published in JAMA Network Open tracked over 172,000 American adults across a 30-year period and found that people with healthy sleep patterns had a 30% lower risk of all-cause mortality compared to those with disrupted sleep. 30%. That's a larger protective effect than what most cholesterol medications deliver. And yet, almost nobody talks about this. The first marker is something researchers call sleep onset latency. Simply how long it takes you to fall asleep after your head hits the pillow. In the Okinawan cohort, adults with the greatest longevity fell asleep in under 20 minutes consistently. If it regularly takes you 30, 40, or 60 minutes to fall asleep, that's not just frustrating. It's a sign your brain's sleep pressure system is not functioning correctly. This system is governed by a compound called adenosine, which builds throughout the day and signals your brain to initiate sleep. When that signal is blunted by chronic stress, late screen exposure, or nutritional deficits, the transition never fires cleanly. Practical interventions include keeping your bedroom temperature between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, eliminating blue light exposure 1 hour before bed, and ensuring your brain has the raw compounds it needs to generate its own sleep chemistry. The second marker is sleep efficiency, the percentage of time in bed that you're actually asleep. Healthy longevity was associated with sleep efficiency consistently above 85%. If you spend 8 hours in bed but only sleep 6 of them, your efficiency is 75%. This number is trackable with modern wearables, and it reveals something critical. Even if you don't remember waking up, your sleep architecture is fragmenting in ways that accumulate over time. The third marker is your deep sleep percentage. Deep sleep, also called slow-wave sleep, is when your body does its most intensive repair work. Growth hormone is released, damaged cells are cleared, and memory is consolidated. Adults in the longest-lived group consistently showed deep sleep accounting for 18 to 23% of their total sleep time. For most Americans over 50, that number has fallen to under 12%. That's a significant biological deficit that compounds every single night. Before I continue with the remaining markers, I want to mention something directly connected to what we've been discussing. The reason Use Sleep was formulated is exactly this: to give the brain and body the specific compounds they need to run their own sleep architecture correctly. Magnesium glycinate supports deep, slow-wave sleep. Apigenin and L-theanine work together to shorten sleep onset latency naturally. And at just 0.9 milligrams of melatonin, it signals rest without overriding your biology. The link is in the description. But stay here. The next markers are the most critical in this video. The fourth marker is REM sleep duration. REM, rapid eye movement, is where emotional regulation, creativity, and long-term memory consolidation happen. The Okinawan adults with the greatest longevity maintained REM sleep above 20% of their total sleep time consistently. Chronic REM suppression, caused by alcohol, sedative sleep aids, and high-dose melatonin, has been directly linked to elevated cortisol levels, anxiety disorders, and accelerated cognitive decline. If you drink alcohol within 3 hours of bedtime, or you take conventional sleep medications regularly, you are almost certainly REM suppressing yourself without knowing it. The fifth marker is nighttime awakening frequency. Waking once or twice briefly is considered normal, but waking more than 3 times per night, or lying awake for long stretches, is a measurable red flag. In the Japanese research, adults who experienced frequent fragmented nights showed significantly higher inflammatory markers, higher nighttime cortisol, and critically, shorter telomere length. Telomeres are the protective caps on your DNA, and their length is one of the most accepted biological proxies for cellular aging. Fragmented sleep is quietly shortening them. The sixth marker is sleep regularity. Not just how much you sleep, but how consistently you sleep at the same time each night. A 2022 study from Harvard Medical School found that high sleep regularity was associated with a 20 to 48% lower risk of all-cause mortality, independent of total sleep duration. Your circadian rhythm is a biological clock. Every time you dramatically shift it, late nights, weekend schedule changes, irregular wake times, you disrupt hormone output, metabolic function, and cellular repair cycles. The seventh marker is resting nocturnal heart rate, your heart rate while you sleep. Consistently elevated sleeping heart rates above 70 beats per minute are associated with poor autonomic nervous system function and a chronically activated stress response. The most powerful interventions here are consistent aerobic movement, reducing evening caffeine consumption, and addressing the cortisol spikes that keep your sympathetic nervous system engaged when it should be winding down. The eighth marker is the morning cortisol awakening response. In healthy individuals, cortisol rises sharply within 20 to 30 minutes of waking. This is a normal and essential signal of a well-functioning biological clock. In people with chronically disrupted sleep, this response is blunted or absent, leaving them unable to feel alert in the morning regardless of how many hours they spend in bed. If you wake up exhausted every day and require caffeine just to function, this marker is likely compromised. The ninth and final marker is what the Okinawan researchers called structural sleep continuity, the ability to cycle cleanly through all 4 stages of sleep multiple times per night without fragmentation. This is not just about avoiding noise or disturbances. It's about having the right neurochemical environment for the brain to execute each cycle properly. And this is precisely where the majority of Western adults over 50 are quietly failing every single night without a single obvious symptom, until the cumulative biological damage becomes impossible to ignore. Here is the complete picture. Your longevity may be more connected to the quality of your sleep than to almost any other single factor in your life. Sleep onset latency, sleep efficiency, deep sleep percentage, REM duration, nighttime awakening frequency, sleep regularity, nocturnal heart rate, morning cortisol response, and structural sleep continuity. These 9 markers form the biological fingerprint of a sleep system that is either repairing you each night or quietly aging you. For adults who have been struggling with fragmented, unrestorative sleep for months or years, there is something critical to understand. The biological sleep system doesn't just get disrupted, it gets conditioned into dysfunction. Years of elevated nighttime cortisol, high-dose melatonin that suppresses your brain's own production, or sedative sleep aids that force unconsciousness rather than restore architecture. These create cumulative damage that lifestyle changes alone are very slow to reverse. This is not a willpower problem. This is a biological one. And biology responds to the right inputs. This is exactly where U-sleep comes in. Unlike conventional sleep aids that sedate your brain into a shallow approximation of rest, or high-dose melatonin supplements that actually suppress your body's natural production over time, U-sleep works by supporting your brain's own sleep pressure system from the inside. Lemon balm extract reduces the nighttime cortisol spikes responsible for 3 a.m. wake-ups. L-theanine generates alpha brainwaves that quiet racing thoughts and shorten sleep onset latency. Magnesium glycinate promotes the slow-wave deep sleep stages where real cellular repair happens. And at only 0.9 milligrams of melatonin, it signals your body that it's time to rest, without overriding your biology the way 5 or 10 milligram doses do. Jenna N., 52, from Boston tracked everything on her Oura ring. Before you sleep, my deep sleep averaged 37 minutes. After 2 weeks, I'm hitting over 1 hour consistently. My HRV literally doubled. The data doesn't lie. Rachel M. from Springfield, Ohio put it simply, I was constantly waking up at 3 to 4 a.m. with my mind racing. When I started taking U-Sleep, it all stopped. Just 2 droppers 30 minutes before bed. No prescription, no dependency, no morning grogginess. And it's backed by a 60-day money-back guarantee. The link to try U-Sleep is in the description below. You now know exactly what your sleep should be doing, and you have a tool designed specifically to help your biology get there. Sleep isn't just rest. It's the system your body uses to determine how long and how well you live.